This is what 500 calories worth of different foods look like and how it can absolutely make or break your fat loss progress. Now, when you're trying to lose body fat, obviously you have to be in a calorie deficit, and the majority of people are going to recommend about a 500 calorie deficit per day, simply meaning that on a daily basis, you're going to be eating about 500 calories less than what your body needs to maintain its weight. The reason that most people recommend that is because we know it takes roughly 3,500 calories to lose 1 pound of body fat, or 0.45 kilograms. So if you were to do 500 calories every single day, that equates to about 0.45 kilograms or 1 pound of body fat lost per week. It's also a pretty sustainable rate for majority of people to lose body fat at. So I'm going to show you 500 calories worth of different foods and how if you would just simply take them out of your diet, that's your 500 calorie deficit per day sorted right there. Or if you were to add them in and maybe make some, let's just call it smarter choices, you can make your dieting and your fat loss progress 10 times easier. So we have some good choices, some not so good choices, and some in-between choices. And when I say not so good and good, it doesn't mean the food is good or bad, because we know this. You don't need to be like, this food's good, this food's bad. It's just in fact of, will this help you stick to your calories and be able to drop body fat, or will this more than likely blow out your calories and never help you achieve fat loss? We're gonna kick it off with a medium choice. Now right here in this bowl, we have 140 grams of dry weight pasta, which equates to about 500 calories. Now, that's a medium choice because if you have a big appetite like myself and you're trying to lose body fat, probably not a good idea to get a lot of your carb sources from pasta. But if you don't have a big appetite, then you should be able to eat that in your diet on a daily basis and you'll be fine. Moving on to something that I think is not a good choice at all, and this one pains me to say because I love medjool dates. So medjool dates, although a fruit, very, very good for you. In here we have about 6 to 7 medjool dates, which equates to 500 calories. And as you can see, there's not much in there at all. So if you were to snack on those throughout the day, that'll be 500 calories gone like that. Moving on, we have probably one of the best choices in this entire selection. We have 1.5 kilos of strawberries. This whole bag and these 2 punnets of strawberries equals 500 calories. So as you can see, even though dates and strawberries, both fruits, both very healthy for you, one is probably going to be a much better choice when you're trying to lose body fat because you can eat so much more of it, which means you'll be more full and satisfied. Moving on to probably one of the biggest mistakes I see on a weekly basis with people is what I like to call sneaky calories. This is things that people generally will eat or consume on a daily basis. They won't even know it because they're not tracking it, or they're just not mindful of how many calories are in it. Olive oil, so just over 4 tablespoons is 500 calories. If you cook once or twice a day in a pan and you just splash olive oil in there without even looking at it, as you can see, nothing. There's literally nothing in that bowl, and that is 500 calories gone like that. Okay, moving on to something more positive. And if you've seen my last video on the 5 foods that I highly recommend to eat while dieting and my go-to sources, we have 8 slices of country split bread. This is a godsend. 8 slices, this is just under 400 calories. And if you love eggs on toast, chicken sandwiches like I do, or any other delicious lunchtime goodies that involve bread, that is a great choice. And as you can see, 4 tablespoons of olive oil or 8 slices of bread, what's gonna fill you up more? Moving on, we have one of the so-called health foods that is always marketed to you, and if you go to a cafe and ask for a healthy option, probably gonna tell you to pick granola. But as you can see, again, by this tiny bowl, this is 110 grams of granola for 500 calories. So if that is your main go-to breakfast source, and let's be real, you're not just gonna eat granola dry, you're probably gonna throw some milk in there, maybe some yogurt, some fruit, hopefully not some dates as well. That will rack up so fast. And last but not least, we have rump steak, an absolute excellent choice. So about 400 grams or just under is 500 calories and a lot of protein. So that is a great source of calories. Now, as you can see, depending on what you're having on a daily basis, this can make or break your fat loss progress. For example, this would be a terrible way to start your day. If you were to have a bowl of granola for breakfast, maybe throw a couple of dates on, bit of yogurt, and you're like, that's a healthy meal, I'm off to work, or whatever, get stuck into your day. And then later that day, you decide to cook yourself some food, you splash a bit of olive oil in the pan, and then at dinner, you do the same thing. Like I said, none of them are bad foods. None of this is bad. It's just that would be so many calories, you wouldn't be full and satisfied in the slightest, and let's not forget the protein. No protein in olive oil, and they're is very minimal protein in granola, even though they're always telling you it's a superfood, it has high protein. Probably not ideal. Hopefully that video helps to show you that it's all about the food choices that you make on a daily basis and how this can easily blow out your calories. So hopefully that was helpful. And if you want to watch that video I was talking about earlier about the 5 foods that I personally always eat on a diet when I'm trying to get shredded and lose body fat, just check it out right here.